my dear students. Today we are going to discuss about chemical reactions and equations. This is the first chapter of class 10 chemistry. Many of the students has requested to start this chapter. While you are learning, you may have felt that this chapter is kind of hard. But actually this chapter is very easy. This chapter is like a pillar of upcoming chapters. This chapter can be surprisingly easy if you are thorough with the concepts. I will explain all the important questions based on board exams while I am discussing each topic. Let's start with our topic. So first we are going to learn about what is chemical reaction. Before defining the topic, I will give you a small example in our daily life which gives a clear perception of our topic. For example, if we keep a tray of water inside the freezer, after some time it will become ice. If we remove from the freezer and keep it in a room temperature, it will come back to its original state, that is water. So what we can understand from this? First, water changes into ice, then ice changes into water. That means we know that this is reversible reaction, and also this is temporary change. Such type of reaction is called physical reaction. But in this chapter, we are concentrating about chemical reaction. We have often seen that some substances when mixed form new substances. Like if we want to make tea, we add water, sugar, milk and tea powder. On heating, it turns into tea. So when these substances thoroughly mix with each other, we get new substances. So that means here new substances formed. But in physical reaction, there is no new substance. And also in physical reaction, that change is temporary. But in the chemical reaction, this change is permanent. So we never get our old substances from its origin, from its new substance. So such type of reaction is called chemical reaction. So I hope you understood what is physical reaction and what is chemical reaction. Substances that undergo chemical change in the reaction is called chemical reaction. Substances that take part in the chemical reaction is called reactants. New substances formed during the reaction is called product. Reactants always written on the left hand side of the reactions. Products always written on the right hand side of the reactions. These are connected by one-headed or two-headed arrows. For example, A and B are the reactants and C and D are the products. So here you can see in left hand side there are two reactants. So we can separate these reactants by plus sign. Same like right hand side also we can separate C and D by plus sign. So I hope you understood how we can separate reactants and products. For example, magnesium reacts with oxygen, magnesium oxide. So you can see left hand side magnesium and oxygen. That means magnesium and oxygen are the reactants. In right hand side you can see magnesium oxide. So there is one product, that is magnesium oxide. So in left hand side there are two reactants. So it is connected by plus sign. The arrowhead point towards the products. It shows the direction of reaction. Let's see how we can write a chemical reaction. For example, I already said magnesium and oxygen combine to form magnesium oxide. Here you have to check it is balanced or unbalanced. If it is unbalanced, such type of chemical reaction is called skeletal chemical reaction. We should balance the chemical reaction because we should satisfy the law of conservation of mass. Till the total mass of the elements present in the reactants of a chemical reaction has to be equal to the total mass of the elements present in the products. That means before the reaction and after the reaction, mass should be same. So if it is unbalanced, we should be balanced to satisfy the law of conservation of mass. So let's see how we can balance the chemical equation. For example, zinc plus sulfuric acid, zinc sulfate and hydrogen. So now we can count and compare the reactants and products. Here you can see in left hand side zinc is 1, whereas in right hand side also zinc is 1. So that is balanced. So now we can talk about sulfur. In left hand side that is 1. In right hand side also there is 1. Now we can go for oxygen. So in left hand side the number of oxygen is 4, in right hand side also 4. So in left hand side and right hand side you can see the number of the total mass of the reactants and products are same. So that means this equation is balanced. Let's try to solve another equation. Fe plus H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. So first step, so here we have to concentrate more because in first equation that equation is already balanced, so we don't have any tension. But in the second case it is not like this. So now we can count and compare the number. To balance a chemical equation, you should first draw boxes around each formula. You are not supposed to change anything inside the box. If you change, you are doing wrong. This is why we are drawing the box. So now here you can see the boxes. So what is our chemical reaction? Fe plus H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. So second point, count and compare the number of atoms present in the reactants and products. So now we are going to count and compare the reactants and products. In left hand side iron is 1, that is Fe. Fe is 1. In right hand side Fe3O4, that means Fe is 3. So in short you can see what this is not balanced. Next our second reactant is water. So you know that water comprises what? Hydrogen and oxygen. So I am removing hydrogen only. So hydrogen in left hand side 2, H2, 2. But in right hand side Fe3O4 plus hydrogen. So H2. So there also 2, no problem. Next we are going to where? Oxygen. So oxygen is what? H2O. So in left hand side oxygen is 1. But in right hand side Fe3O4. That means the number of oxygen atom is 4. So in short you can see that is unbalanced. So now we have to start balancing the chemical equation. First what we did? We draw the boxes around each formula. Secondly what we did? Count and compare the number of atoms of each element present in the reactants and products. So that we finish. Now third step. So now we are going for third step. Now we are in step 3. It is often convenient to start balancing with the compound that contains maximum number of atoms. That means you have to choose the compound which contain maximum number of atoms. I will explain. In our chemical reaction, in left hand side there is how many ions are present? How many iron? Only 1. But in right hand side also how many iron? You can see Fe3O4, that means iron is 3. In left hand side hydrogen is 2, but in right hand side also hydrogen is 2. That okay. In left hand side oxygen is 1, but in right hand side oxygen Fe3O4, O4, that means how many oxygen element has, how many atoms are present in oxygen element? So that is 4. So here you can see which element has maximum number of atoms? Oxygen. So first we can start with oxygen. So you know that in left hand side where is oxygen present? That is in water. But in right hand side where it is present? That is in Fe3O4, that means iron oxide. So you know that in left hand side H2O, that means that we can multiply with 1, right? So 1 into H2O. So but in the case of Fe3O4, you know that there is 4 oxygen. So which number you have to multiply with the water? Then only you will get 4. So here, so right hand side oxygen is 4. So we are multiplying 4 with the water. So that time in left hand side we get 4 H2O. So now we can count and compare. So now you can see Fe is 1, right hand side Fe is 3. Okay, let it be. After that we can solve, no problem. Then hydrogen, now you can see hydrogen, don't change anything inside the box. We are only concentrating outside the box. So now we can count hydrogen 4, so H2, that means 4 2s are 8. So that means the number of hydrogen atom is 8 there. Then oxygen you can see 4. So right hand side look, Fe3O4. So there is also 4. That means that is balanced. So now hydrogen is also, hydrogen now changed. First it was 2 left hand side and right hand side. Now it's changed. Hydrogen become 8 and oxygen left hand side and right hand side, that is 4. You can pick any of these elements to proceed further. Here you can see in left hand side iron is 1, but in right hand side iron is 3. So when you multiply by 3, the problem is solved. So now we can multiply by 3. So left hand side I am multiplying by 3. Now you can see, so I am writing 3 there. So you can see 3Fe. So 3Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. So again we are going to count and compare. So now left hand side iron is 3, right hand side also Fe3, so 3 balanced. Then hydrogen, now we have to concentrate where hydrogen how 8, but in right hand side hydrogen 2 only. So how we can solve this problem? You can try. So here hydrogen in left hand side 8, but here you know that H2. So when we multiply by 4, our problem is solved. So here we can multiply by 4 in right hand side. So that time you have to write 4H2. So now we can count and compare again. Left hand side iron is 3, right hand side also Fe3. So 3, that is balanced. So we are happy. In left hand side, which one? Water, right? So first one is hydrogen. So you know that 4H2O. So 4 2s are 8. So hydrogen is 8. In right hand side also 4H2. So 4 2s are 8. That is balanced. Now oxygen 4H2O. So 4O. That means oxygen is 4. In right hand side Fe3O4. So there also oxygen is 4. So our equation is balanced. I hope you understood how to balance a chemical equation. To make a chemical equation more informative, we have to write the physical state of each reactant and product. Physical states can be solid, liquid, gaseous and aqueous. That means if anything in water, that is called aqueous. For example, salt. If we dissolve salt in water, we know that we get salt solution. If a reactant or product is solid, it can be represented by small s. If it is liquid, small l. If it is gaseous, small g. If it is aqueous, a, small q. So now we can write our chemical reaction using physical states. So what is the first reactant? Iron. You know that iron is solid. So FeS. You should give bracket. So don't write FeS, that time it will create confusion. So you should put bracket for writing physical states. Plus water. Water is actually liquid, but here we are using the water in the gaseous state. So we can write small g. Then our product is Fe3O4, that is solid. So S. So don't forget, you have to put the bracket after the reactant or product. I hope you understood how to write physical state. In next step, if there is any reaction condition, it has to write above or below the arrow. Conditions may be temperature, pressure, catalyst, etc. Let's see what is catalyst. Any substances that helps to increase the rate of reaction without itself being consumed. Carbon monoxide reacts with hydrogen, methanol is formed. CO plus 2H2 gives CH3OH. In this reaction, pressure is required. So you can see pressure is written above the arrow. Then in second example, actually that is chemical equation for photosynthesis. You know that in photosynthesis we need chlorophyll and sunlight. So they are written above and below the arrow. So I am ending today's session. If you have any suggestion, please put in the comment box. I will be clearing your doubts. Thank you.